watched it. It's a hard ticket at the movies. Which one will you watch? Let's decide. It's a hard ticket at the movies.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hard Ticket. I'm Jeffrey Bogus.
And I'm Tristan Moore.
And we have a guest returning for his third appearance on the show today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Josh Brown.
Hi, Josh
welcome
Brown.
Back, Josh.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our studio. Set up in your living room.
I got out of the basement and I ain't ever going back.
Folks, we have a very special episode today. We spent the night around Harrisburg, PA, watching a film that is not yet released to audiences. It's on a sort of a tour, a theater tour right now. It has been for the past couple years.
You might say.
Yeah.
It's like a military campaign, a siege, perhaps.
It's sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we will go ahead and introduce to you this week's two hard ticket options. I'm going to hand option number A over to my
Tristan.
co-host,
Option number A is a 2013
thing
artifact. It's a sci-fi action kind of comedy, but not on purpose film, made for TV film called Sharknado.
Maybe you've heard of it.
You've probably heard of it. The tagline, enough said. Sharknado premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel 12 years ago in the summer of 2013. It was a big deal when it came out for some reason. Lots of fond memories watching it with my family and everything. It follows a group of LA inhabitants trying to survive the titular Sharknado. As basically what it is, it's a water spout over the Pacific that sucks up a bunch of sharks.
It's like Old Faithful.
It's like Old Faithful. And it just drops a bunch of sharks over LA and they have to try to survive it. And along the way, they rescue people and then eventually decide the best way to destroy or to get the best way to deal with the situation. The best way to deal with a tornado is to throw bombs inside of it and blow it up.
Blow it to smithereens.
Yeah, they take the Jaws approach with it. So that's Sharknado. That's option number A. Josh, would you like to talk about option number B?
Yeah, sure. If we can, I don't know what this is.
You can
guys.
talk about it.
It can.
You can talk about it.
I can. All right. Option number B today is what Jeff alluded to earlier. Big Shark, directed by wonderful title. Directed by the one, the only Tommy Wiseau. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Tommy Wiseau. He probably pronounces it differently every time he introduces himself.
Yeah, so I'll stick with Wiseau here. So Tommy Wiseau, notorious. Do you want to say notorious?
Notorious, yeah.
Notorious.
Infamous.
Infamous.
The
Iconic.
disaster artist himself.
Yeah, James Franco. Director, star, writer of the greatest movie ever made, The Room.
Yes.
Which
Josh had not seen.
I had not
until
seen
this past week.
Yeah, we actually watched that last night as a double bill with Big Shark.
It's greatest night of my life.
Yeah.
This is the only way to see Big Shark right now. I said it's on a tour. It's on like a press tour, an apology
tour de force. Apology tour de force.
Well, and I guess we'll get into this later. I don't know if I can call this a movie because it's not.
It's an unfinished
It's
movie.
a very, very unfinished project.
Yes.
About, well, some firefighters, 3 firefighters, bros for life. They're heroes in the city of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, guys, just a big shark appears.
Pops out of nowhere.
Pops out of
It
literally.
shows up at a boxing match.
You just have to picture like the streets of New Orleans flooding with about 2 inches of CGI water and then a shark coming in, surfing, riding the wave. Surf.
It's very much like Iceman from X-Men.
I was going to say it's like Frozone. From
Yeah,
The Incredibles.
there you go.
It rides
Yeah.
in on just like a wave in the streets. I probably feel the need to describe the plot of Big Shark a little bit more because people don't still have the option to see it.
The plot is these 3 firefighters decide nobody else is going to take care of this, so we are.
Yes.
And then they don't.
They hatch multiple harebrained schemes that don't really go anywhere. They decide that they're going to bait the shark first. They decide that they're going to track the shark for like no reason, even though in order to track it, they had to find the shark, and they could have just killed it when they found it to track it.
Yeah.
And then, anyways, it's all interspersed with scenes of these guys drinking copious amounts of alcohol
A ton of alcohol.
and
It's
hanging
New
out with their
Orleans.
girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Every
just,
night.
there is not a
Mardi
plot.
Gras.
there's not much of a plot. No, it's kind of like two movies happening at the same time. It's like a hangout
It's a hangout.
disaster movie,
Yes.
which is just
Oh.
antithetical to the disaster.
Oh yeah,
genre.
yeah. You have one that's like super relaxed, and one that's like, holy shit, there's a 35-foot shark riding the waves through the New Orleans streets, eating the performers and the tourists and everybody else.
And you would think like it's not just like, oh, the first half is a hangout movie. The second half, oh, finally the shark shows up.
No,
It's just one scene is hangout. The next scene is
Yes.
shark.
and I will say that Big Shark also has the issue of just not really being a finished movie. There are scenes that straight up like repeat themselves in
Yes.
this movie. There are cuts that cut in the middle of a word, and they don't cut to a different scene. They cut to a different angle of the same scene, because there's no like wild sound. Do you guys know what wild sound is?
What is wild sound?
Go for it.
It's what you get on set when you're trying to get. It's almost like room tone, except like if people are applauding or there's a crowd cheering, like there is in like the second scene in Big Shark. There's people who are standing up applauding. Wild sound is what you just get a sound clip of people applauding, cheering that you can like underlay over the video so that it doesn't have these jarring cuts. But we will get more into that later.
this could easily just be a whole conversation on Big Shark, but that's not what the podcast is.
No, it's not. And we're taking a bit of a wild leap here because we hadn't seen Big Shark until last night. We didn't have the option of seeing it, but this has been a matchup for us because we got these tickets like a month ago.
Mhm, yeah.
And we were like, well, we should probably do something for the podcast for it.
Right.
What is the ultimate sharksploitation movie, right?
Yes.
Is it not Sharknado?
Sharknado really, I mean, for a generation, it definitely is. I mean, it is like
Thunder Levin single-handedly
Thunder
revived.
Levin. Yeah, Sharknado spawned 5 sequels and like 3 spin-off films. Yeah.
There's spin-off movies?
There are, Lava Lantula, 2 Lava, 2 Lantula,
Oh my
Sharknado, the Shark of Darkness.
Shark of Darkness,
Something?
yeah.
Heart of Sharkness?
Heart of
What is-
Shark. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, so it spawned a whole like media empire. Like it really had its like moment in the sun during the mid 2010s.
Yeah, 2013. This duo, Anthony C. Ferrante, who's the director of all Sharknado movies, and then Thunder Levin, which is just
That's a real name. Yeah.
who wrote up until the 5th Sharknado movie, are credited kind of with revitalizing this genre, which is
I think what they really revitalized was the Asylum Productions bank account because so Sharknado is a film from the Asylum.
why don't you tell us more about the
Oh.
Asylum?
So the
yeah.
Asylum started as a distribution company. So it did that. I think it started in like the late 90s. And then in 2005, they released H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds, starring C. Thomas Howell. And they released it a day before Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, which we've talked about on this podcast.
Yes.
And when they did that, Blockbuster ended up ordering, remember Blockbuster, ended up ordering I think 100,000 copies of their Mockbuster, which made them bank. And then that's when they realized, hey, we can exploit the Mockbuster formula and just come out with movies that sound similar to other blockbusters and get a ton of money out of it.
Jeez.
So that started their whole lucrative campaign. So they've done everything from Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus to Transmorphers, which is like a Transformers mockbuster, obviously.
Transmorph.
Atlantic Rim.
Atlantic Rim,
I
yeah.
remember.
Titanic
Oh my God.
666.
They have a
Wow.
whole mock Avengers universe.
Yes. Piranaconda.
Piranaconda.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, we did watch Titanic 666 together.
We have watched, two-headed shark attack,
Why?
three-headed shark attack,
So, and
four-headed shark attack,
Tristan, you have a thing about
five-headed shark attack.
He didn't write. Thunder Levin didn't write for that one.
no Thunder. I don't know what Thunder.
It really
Levin
picks
wrote
up at
for.
six-headed shark
Oh
attack.
my god.
But you have a thing about bad movies.
Yeah, I have it. Well, okay, so I grew up watching. So the Asylum, after they did their whole War of the Worlds mockbuster deal, they struck a deal with Sci-Fi and began making Sci-Fi original movies. The Sci-Fi Channel, which I don't even know if that's still around nowadays. It probably is, but I don't think anybody except for like 50-year-old dads watch it. But I used to watch it in my free time, especially on the weekends when I was a kid, like a teenager and stuff. The kind of mockbuster movies that made you feel like you were kind of watching like a porno. They made you feel kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Because the production was so bad and
Very
they were like
digital.
Yeah, and they were like transparently exploitative. They would always have like girls in bikinis running around, and
Yeah.
they would never show anything. It was like PG-13 basically, but it was like nasty CGI blood and CGI monsters, and it always made me feel gross. I'd always change the channel when someone would walk in. Like, I'd be like, I'm not watching that. So this is like a whole thing. And then finally in 2013, I'm like going into my sophomore year of high school. Sharknado hits, and it's like a big deal. And suddenly I'm the coolest kid in my youth group because I've watched all the Sci-Fi original movies up to that point. Not anymore though.
You grow.
No longer the coolest kid.
No longer, yeah.
Yeah, and well, I guess Sharknado was definitely the biggest. Like, it was the smash hit of the Sci-Fi series.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It took people by storm. Obviously, like spawning 5 sequels, 3 spinoffs. Like, that's a big deal. Also, like, how much did it expand Sci-Fi's like net worth?
Yeah, it went from like $5 million in 2009 to like 19 million in 2013. Like, like 4 times the original amount. Like,
It's wild. And so when you talk about this genre, like the sharksploitation genre, I'll keep using that term. Why not?
That's that's true.
Did you coin that?
God no, I'm not that creative.
Which has really been a genre around since Jaws, though. I mean, we should say that. Like Jaws, I wouldn't really consider sharksploitation. If it is, it's like highbrow sharksploitation.
I guess you could make the argument.
What came before it?
Well, there are some shark movies that come before Jaws, but they're not notable like in any way.
Like
I mean,
Flipper.
Sharks weren't as like, you had like the New Jersey shark attacks in like the early 1900s that were like infamous, but for a lot of people, sharks like weren't like on the public mind as like this dangerous animal until Jaws, until Peter Benchley releases his novel and Steven Spielberg adapts it. That's when like sharks enter the public consciousness, and people are like, holy shit.
And we had Greg Sestero here at the screening who introduced both movies, did a little bit. He did like maybe 10 minutes of like a live commentary for The Room, which played before Big Shark. And he, brought up the fact that we're having the Jaws 50th anniversary re-release this year.
Yeah.
It's still very much in the public consciousness. But then, Jaws spawned a bunch of bad sequels like Jaws 3D, Jaws 2, The Revenge, Jaws...
The Revenge. Jaws 4, The Revenge.
Is it, which one's 2? Is it just
Jaws 2? Yeah,
oh,
it's just Jaws 2.
Yeah, it shows you how much, like, these movies don't make an impression. I mean, they don't.
No.
But then, I guess when Sharknado comes around, I don't even know if it was Sci-Fi's first shark movie, but, like, we've watched a lot of bad shark movies, like Ouija Shark, Shark Exorcist. There are ones that are like Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Yeah, 47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
That's a theatrical one.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Shallows with Blake Lively. Was that a real one?
That is a shark movie, but I would argue it's a step above your typical sharksploitation. It's got a little bit more going on for it.
Yeah. Soul Surfer. So anyway.
Yeah.
This is a big genre, and of course, like I don't know if anybody expected Tommy Wiseau's long-awaited a follow-up to The Room to be basically another drop in the sharksploitation pond, which is arguably what it is. It stands out, but it's still categorizable.
It's called Big Shark. Like, I mean, that's like a hallmark of sharksploitation, is like shark is in the title of your movie.
Yeah.
And it does kind of feel like a weird match made in heaven or hell or whatever you believe in. It does kind of feel like that, even though, like The Room is so different from your typical So Bad It's Good movie because it's a drama that takes itself so seriously. It's otherwise competently made, despite, some focus issues and the fact that it was shot on 2 formats and obviously the terrible acting.
Yeah.
But it could pass almost. I think that's what's so endearing about The Room, is like it's uncanny. Like it could almost be a real movie if it was on like in the background, and then you watch it and you're like, this is not real.
Yeah.
It's like a fake thing that you would see on a TV that your main character in a sitcom is watching.
Well, yeah, it's like there's so many like things that Tommy Wiseau did in stark contrast to The Room here in Big Shark. And there's a quote from film critic Sabrina Blasik, I think is how you say her last name, but she talks about like she says Wiseau sets out to prove the media wrong. The Room is a boring drama with no plot, so Big Shark aims for high stakes action horror. The Room has corny music and bad ADR, so Big Shark has no score and uses only live sound. Critics said The Room has a terrible wooden script. Then most of the dialogue in Big Shark is improvised, which is like the pendulum swings completely in the opposite direction here, which is almost poetic.
Oh, no, I think it's actually kind of interesting the way it seems like this is like Big Shark is a reaction to The Room. You're right. It's like almost completely the opposite. You would think that it would be Tommy Wiseau kind of cashing in that the check a little bit, where he's like the king of bad movies. So he's like, oh, I make bad shark movie now. But like, I don't get the impression that he's making it in anything but earnest. Honestly,
yeah, I think people are confused about that. Probably just because Wiseau is confusing. There are some things he does here where he's like, screaming, he's hamming it up. You get the feeling that he might be doing that because he thinks people expect him to be doing that.
Right.
He throws a good tantrum.
He throws a great tantrum. He's doing a lot of singing here. He's got this girlfriend Sophia, who's like a hot 20-something woman, and anytime somebody says her name, he's like, Sophia. He starts singing. But yeah, like you wonder if I don't think Tommy Wiseau would make a movie to cash in on this stuff. Like part of the reason why The Room is so mysterious is because apparently it just had like a bottomless pit of money. So it's not like he needs the money, but you would think that a lot of people would want to work with Tommy Wiseau because he has this like mysterious legacy.
Yeah.
But these are all pretty much no-name actors.
Yeah.
They're all, dead linked on Wikipedia. There's not like they haven't done anything. They've done bit parts, stuff like that.
It's like people he might have found on like Craigslist, maybe.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a Neil Breen movie, like the way he casts. Like he doesn't cast, he could definitely get like real people in on his movies, but he just gets like randoms off the street.
I was definitely thinking of Neil Breen when I was thinking about that point. And then the Sharknado people, they're mostly just known for that series.
Yeah.
The main guy, he always comes back. He's like channeling his best, who's a guy from Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, he's doing his like Ash. Yeah,
he's trying to do Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I need to get my chainsaw, like that kind of thing. Because the most iconic scene from Sharknado is probably him being swallowed by a shark and then chainsawing himself out from the inside, and also rescuing his, I guess not love interest,
no,
but
his
girl.
employee.
His employee. Yeah.
She's the barmaid.
There's dynamic there.
Yeah.
You okay? My mom always told me Hollywood would kill me.
When they make Sharknado, they're not expecting it to be this big thing. It's just another run-of-the-mill, not a mockbuster, but just like a stupid kind of movie to put on the air. It actually, when it premiered, underperformed a little bit compared to normal sci-fi original movies.
Like on the Nielsen rating system?
Yeah, so it wasn't until like the second and third reruns when people were tweeting about it that it kind of picked up. So originally it was just like, oh, whatever, just a stupid movie. So it just starts with a guy, Captain Santiago, who's like, it's a cold open where they're just on a fishing boat, and he's a shark fin smuggler,
right?
And he's like trying to strike a deal with this businessman, and
there's sharks everywhere.
And there's a storm, and sharks just wash aboard, and it really establishes up front what the movie is. Like your shark movie has to have that inciting incident in the beginning where it's like, here are the stakes, here are some victims to kind of satisfy your bloodlust real quick. It's the Jaws formula. Jaws does the exact same thing with the girl getting attacked in the beginning of that movie. Contrast that with Big Shark. And the beginning of Big Shark is just the beginning of Big Shark is a house on fire, and Tommy Wiseau and his two buddies rescue two kids from the house fire, and it does not tie at all into the film.
I thought the shark said it.
Well, yeah, everybody in the theater, because everybody's drunk and tired at this point, is just screaming like, "The shark started the fire!"
Yeah,
like,
I was
everybody's
one of
waiting.
those people.
Everybody's waiting for the shark to show up because I mean, it shows up in such an understated way when it finally does. It shows up in, well, why
Well,
not
it's
use-
mentioned. Yeah,
It shows up like 25, 30 minutes into the film for one. And I turned over to you and joked yesterday, I was like, when the big shark is not on screen, the audience should be wondering, where is the big shark?
Yeah.
And finally, so like one of the main characters goes to a bar.
Look, we've gone back to Big Shark now because we can't.
I'm trying to draw like comparisons and contrasts between these two
Oh,
because
there's plenty, yeah.
like Sharknado is
Sharks.
comparatively like Jaws compared to Big Shark, which is just like so grossly incompetent, which is why I don't think that it was made. I think it was made in earnest. I just think Tommy Wiseau has no idea how to make a movie. It's just like, so it's like one of the main characters walks into a bar, which is like every other scene in this movie. He walks into a bar and meets with some random guy who we meet a couple scenes earlier beating up some guy on the street.
Because he owes him money.
Because he owes him money. And this,
In the room, that guy's the villain.
yes.
In this movie, the guy beating up the person who owes him money, like fist bumps the protagonist because
Yes.
they're like buddies.
Yeah. So it's a little edgier. Like Tommy Wiseau said, I'm a little edgy in this movie. I drink beer. Like, you know,
I'm a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. He meets this guy and he's a boxer and he's like, dude, I have a crazy story to tell you. Like I was at the boxing ring. And so we get some like little flashes, like a little flashback. I was at this boxing ring and like all of a sudden the big shark came out. It was like 35 feet. It's like big shark. And literally we cut back and there's just a shark that just comes in through the roof and smashes his opponent. And he just wakes up and he's like, did that just happen? Like,
And nobody talked about it.
nobody talks about it. It wasn't on the news or anything.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah, it was mysterious things started. Tommy Wiseau's been talking about this shark for a while. He's like, I was on the Mississippi River, which they shoot at like this reservoir. It's clearly
just a
like
pond, yeah.
it's just a pond.
He's on the Mississippi
And
fishing.
he's like, I saw a big shark, and he's like with his girlfriend
Yes.
Sophia, and
Yeah.
he says, "You didn't see it? I saw this big shark." And then he tells his friends about it. His best friend is like clearly like a character who would have been like a Greg Sestero, although Greg Sestero is apparently credited to the third member of their troupe, who's just drunk. They're all drunk. the
They're
whole
all
time.
so drunk. Yeah.
But anyway, he's like talking about how he saw the shark and nobody believes him. And then like water starts rising in the streets of New Orleans. Like it goes up to their waist at one point and they're like, oh, whoa, this is weird. Let's go get a drink, huh? And then they go get a drink.
Yes.
And so there's no like suspense. The shark will randomly show up. It's almost like just insert shots of the shark attacking a random street performer every now and then. No suspense whatsoever, completely diffused by like the hangout genre clash that's happening at the same time versus Sharknado, which I feel like has a very, just boring escalation, like a standard escalation.
It is standard. Yeah. We start on the beach with Finley.
Shepherd.
Finn Shepherd. Oh, Shepherd. He's the main character of Sharknado, the Sharknado film franchise, the Empire.
Uh-huh.
Played by Ian Ziering. I don't know what else he's done.
Beverly Hills 90210. Pat.
Oh, okay.
You're a huge
Oh,
fan.
No, what? No. I mean, what? No.
He is a surfer and bar owner. He owns a bar on the Santa Monica Pier. He's surfing, and all of a sudden, a horde of sharks. They say it's brought in by the storm, but we don't really see any evidence of that. We don't really see any evidence of sharks other than like some CGI fins. So
Yeah.
they attack like a group of beachgoers, and that's like the incident that starts actually in LA. It's how people know that there's like an issue. The next day, he's at his bar just laughing about it, joking about it, and then all of a sudden, there's a storm,
Storm rolls in.
and then the shark busts in through the window, and they had to kill it with a pool stick, and I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Please
It's
go
just-
on.
The waitress, who's one of the main protagonists, I forget her name.
Her name is Nova.
Her name is Oh, that's right.
Her
Yeah.
actual name is like Jamie Lynn or something like that.
But she's not like the other girls because she kills the shark. She's the one who takes charge.
Played
kills
by
the shark.
Tara Reid, right?
No.
Tara,
No?
Tara Reid is the ex-wife.
Yes.
Shepard's ex-wife.
So yeah, disclaimer: I haven't seen Sharknado probably since like 2014 or 2015.
Originally, we wanted to record.
Most people haven't.
What do you remember from it? That should say the most.
What do I remember?
You're
from
like
it?
the audience surrogate right now.
Oh yes. Well, I think we've literally touched on everything from this movie
That you remember.
that I remember. As Sharks in a Tornado, Beverly Hills 90210's Ian Ziering,
Yes.
American Pie's Tara Reid,
Yes.
and
Home Alone's John
Home
Hurd.
Alone's, yes, the dad from Home Alone's. It's all coming back to me now.
The dad from Home Alone
Dad from
plays
Home Alone.
a guy named George in this movie. He is a drunk bar patron who his weapon of choice in the Sharknado disaster is a bar stool that he.
yeah.
Do you remember this?
I don't remember.
He
that.
beats up sharks with a bar stool.
My God.
Yeah, and he
Yes.
says, "Don't make fun of my stool ever again."
Yes.
It's a great line.
He's the most memorable character of the movie. He's
Apparently not.
Apparently not. He's the best character of the movie, I would argue. He dies like after the first act,
Yeah.
introduced by touching Nova inappropriately in a bar.
Right. Yeah. Which is a great character introduction because that's going to be someone you want to root for. Right?
yeah, it's Tristan's favorite character in the movie.
He's really
apparently.
funny besides that. He
Yeah.
is. And he's very drunk. You can tell like he's actually drunk. That's something this movie has in common with Big Shark.
Yeah.
Everybody's drunk.
Yeah. I'd say Sharknado has a little bit more of like an ensemble thing going on where there are characters who are introduced that are clearly supposed to be like these comedic kind of side characters. Like there's a school bus driver
Oh
who
my
shows
God.
up.
Yes.
Do you remember the school bus sequence?
The only other thing that I remember from this movie is Chainsaw.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
fine. The school bus sequence is more memorable, not for the rescue of all the kids in it, but for the bus driver who they rescue. And then you cut to the Hollywood sign, which the letters start to come off of and get pulled into the Sharknado vortex. And the guy, you cut back to him on the bridge and he's like, "You know what's crazy? I moved to LA to become an actor." And then he says, like, "My mom always said Hollywood was going to kill me." And then he gets crushed by the O from the Hollywood sign. He just like right there on
Yeah.
a dime on a beach. So you have moments like that in
Yeah.
Sharknado that are like kind of cheeky, but the
Cheeky.
movie's still kind of in earnest.
Yeah, all the like the main cast are like taking it very seriously, which is really funny. Especially Cassie Serbo, who plays Nova. She gives like this dramatic monologue toward the end of the movie explaining why she hates sharks, and it has to do with like her parents getting like eaten by
Is
sharks.
it just like a Gremlins monologue where
Honestly, yeah.
Well, she's basically doing the
I hate
US
Christmas because my dad died in the chimney.
She's doing the USS Indianapolis speech from Jaws, basically.
Oh, God.
And then, but she like delivers it like seriously. She even does like the whole family went into the water and one little girl came out. The sharks took the rest. Like it's directly ripped from like the Quint
Oh
monologue.
my God.
But she's like doing it seriously. But I will say, going back to the school bus driver, something that Sharknado gets right is this constant parade of people coming in and out of the movie to die in funny ways. Because that's what you want to see in a shark movie.
Yes.
If they're not going to die horrifically, then it's funny to watch them die in, goofy ways.
Yeah.
Big Shark does not get that right. Like Tommy Wiseau understands that a shark movie has to have a body count. He understands that people have to die. You have to see them die. He doesn't understand how to make it interesting every time they do it because it's always the same death. It's just somebody on the street just hanging out,
A
walking.
New Orleans street performer.
doing a performance, and then a shark just comes in from screen left and leaves.
A shark comes in. Yeah, there's no ensemble in Big Shark. There's the two leads. There's the third firefighter, Georgie. And the two leads have
Takes 2 hour
girlfriends.
showers.
It apparently takes 2 hours. Apparently they all live together in like a
Yes.
trap house.
There's like 5 of them in this the world's skinniest house. I've never seen a house
That's
so
New Orleans
thin.
architecture for you.
I guess.
Yeah, but they have like the two leads have girlfriends. I think Georgie also has a girlfriend, and they like break up at a certain point. But she doesn't have like any.
She comes along
characterization.
for the one scene.
She's a woman that's in the movie, but I can't tell if they're dating or what. That could have been his sister for all we know.
And whereas like Sharknado is this big, like it's a freak occurrence, like everybody's evacuating LA. There are news reports in Big Shark that stuff's happening, but because like I imagine it's just this skeleton crew running around New Orleans, like they got the San Francisco exteriors in the room.
Yeah.
There are extras in a lot of places that are just hanging out, despite like news flashes that say like, don't go outside,
Yes.
big shark attack.
And multiple scenes where the big shark shows up, and there's just people who were just random people on the street when they were filming who obviously are not going to react to something that's not actually there.
Yes.
So they're just like standing there while there's a giant 35-foot shark writhing on the streets.
It is a 35-foot shark. It's huge.
It gets
is
stuck
a
a
big
couple
shark.
times. Yeah.
It does get stuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like flailing around. I feel bad for it a lot of the time.
Yeah,
feel
I
bad.
was
It doesn't
screaming.
wanna be
I was
there.
like, help it out. Like,
Give it a push.
put it back in the water.
Yeah, but that gets me to a point that I want to bring up, which is that Big Shark almost posits that shared psychosis
Oh
is the cure to the male loneliness
Jesus
epidemic.
Christ.
It's true. It's true. Think about it. Okay, none of these extras are seeing the sharks. Really, there's no like national help that's coming in. They say multiple times. They're like
The army is coming in.
Yeah, they say that, but then they're like, the police aren't going to do anything about it. The government's not going to do anything about it. We are the ones who have to defeat this shark. And so they take it upon themselves to hatch a plan, except they don't actually hatch a plan. They just go somewhere and they're like, we got to stick to the plan. And then they get in the water, they get out of the water, and they're like, let's go get a drink.
Let's go drink.
So there's no plan. They don't
Yeah.
even like pretend like there is one. But they have this like,
They do pretend that there is one.
they do
No,
kind
they
of.
absolutely
Sometimes
like
they do.
They have 5 plans.
They really believe they have a
We
plan.
stick to the plan.
They just forget it when they go drink, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
But here's the thing about it. You know, you start the movie with a house fire where they save these 2 kids.
yes.
And then they have like a press conference where they're
Yeah.
lifted up as these heroes of New Orleans.
Yes.
And now they have this inflated sense of heroism.
Hero
Because,
complex.
yeah, they've got a hero
They're
complex.
chasing that high.
And
Jeff has
so-
a theory about this film.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
It kind of makes sense a little bit. Yeah. You're saying, okay, so
Don't feed
shared
this.
shared psychosis is the cure to male loneliness.
That's almost the theme.
Even
I
though they
will say
Both have
this.
girlfriends.
They do. Yeah, they both have girlfriends.
And girlfriends are not the cure to male loneliness, is what Tommy Wiseau is positing. 'Cause-
Which is an undercurrent of the room
Right,
too. Like
yeah.
he definitely
Yes.
is anti-woman in that movie. Like every woman character in the room does him dirty in some way.
there is just this sense in Tommy Wiseau movies
Yes.
that you want to be with your boys,
Mhm.
your bros.
It's male camaraderie.
That's what it is, and that's like ultimately the answer. That's what you're looking for. That's a fulfilling life right there.
Well, I think for Tommy Wiseau, like what's more important than making a good movie is just making the movie with friends and having a good time while you're doing it.
You
And getting
think?
absolutely trashed in the streets of New Orleans. while
If
you're
that's
doing
the theory of Big Shark, I can accept that. The Room was a troubled production.
it. Yeah,
for sure.
that's true. I think maybe he was trying a little harder on the room, but like you read the Disaster Artist, and Wiseau was like clearly like he could never remember his lines. He seemed like he kind of half-assed it a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
maybe he just wanted to feel important and feel like he had something going on.
yeah. It's.
This
hard
is
to
going to
say.
turn into like a psychological character study of.
I
Wiseau.
won't.
I
Yeah, I won't.
should have stayed in
But-
the corner.
But you know, if you're gonna say that the authorities aren't gonna show up in Big Shark and no one's gonna help them, you have to also look at Sharknado because the authorities don't. There's no FEMA, there's no National Guard.
Well, essentially,
Bunch of
like
guts.
what?
What?
Essentially, the whole thing about Sharknado is that because it's like half natural disaster or whole natural disaster, a act of God, that there's no way you can actually dissipate this storm. And then the street level protagonists just say, yeah, there is. You just put a bomb perfectly in the center.
Yeah.
But if you don't get
Yes.
it perfectly in the center,
Yes.
we're all screwed somehow.
Well, but there are evacuation efforts. There are people that can be saved, and there's no. And the real reason that there's no organized efforts in these movies is because they didn't have the budget or the manpower to do it. Josh just threw his hands up.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. But both films.
Are we trying to break this down?
No,
right
you
now?
have to think of it. You have to. Both films are. I'm not going to say they're climate change like allegories, but there is like a weather component to both. Like where it's-
Sure.
like the whole thing with Big Shark. Okay, the incident, like what brings the shark in is like the water flooding New Orleans. So it's like
Yeah, in selective streets and
In
then
selective
disappearing.
yeah. So it's like I don't, and they're always like, oh, where's the water coming from? They're playing real coy with it, and they never reveal it. Like you think it's going to be a mystery.
Yeah.
I looked at Josh during the recording. I was like, it's like Chinatown. It's like the reverse of Chinatown. Instead of the water like disappearing, they don't know where it's like, coming from.
Yeah.
And so, which like obviously he's like just suggesting like the city's gonna flood when the
Mhm.
sea levels rise and all. It's gonna bring in the big sharks. And I think Sharknado does a similar thing. There's even a Sharknado movie called Global Swarming,
Yeah.
where it's like all these freak weather events, like it's the first hurricane in the Pacific Ocean and everything, or first hurricane to hit LA. And,
Right.
they're like clearly like commenting a little bit about like climate change and about how like you're saying act of God, but there's like,
Right. Yeah.
we kind of
It's
deserve
an act
this.
of man.
We deserve the shark.
It's an active shark. Yeah. Yeah. We brought the Sharknado upon ourselves. We brought the
Yeah.
big shark upon ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
We are the big shark.
And if that's true, if there's like an institutional failure that leads to big Sharknados,
Uh-huh.
then it's up to the individuals like Finley Shepherd and the other guy, Tommy Wiseau, to do something about it, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, we just got done recording our Russo Slop episode and talking about the exceptional individual who justifies the existence of institutions that are corrupt
Yes.
and purifies them and everything. I mean, I think it's a similar kind of just, you know, brain dead theme in these two movies.
Well, Big Shark is almost like this is what happens when you have that idea of it, but you have no idea how to execute it. Big Shark is basically like, you know, here are the guys, the three heroes who have been rewarded for their acts of heroism. They have an idea that they are these protectors now. It's been reinforced by the public. Now they take it upon themselves to save New Orleans, but they don't do it half the time. They're like, just despite the fact that people are dying, the shark keeps showing up. They go to these bars, they play pool, they hang out. And I posed like towards the end of the movie, I think I leaned over to you and I was like, this would be really interesting if they just drop the shark altogether and they just hang out for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I would actually think to myself, you know what? I've never seen anybody do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would, I mean, spoilers, they don't do that.
No, I mean, their scheme to kill the shark is like, I mean, it's just Jaws. It's like it's just like, we'll put dynamite in a pig and put it on a raft, and then the shark will eat it and will blow up the dynamite, which they could have done the entire movie.
They get the pig to do it with.
Like halfway through the movie.
Yeah. Then they don't do anything with that until the end.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why. And then they do it and it works. Spoilers.
Yeah, it
of
works.
course. I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
Like
they defeat
really
the shark.
easy.
I was
Yeah.
very surprised that the shark did blow up in that moment.
You really?
I really was. I really thought it's like, oh, if survived, and we'd have another hour.
But that would be like dramatically interesting, and Tommy Wiseau is incapable of doing anything dramatically interesting in Big Shark.
Yeah,
No,
here
but
we are with all these theories.
But what do they do at the end? They don't
They're
have
trying
like
to make it sound like this is an art piece.
No, they don't have like a big celebration. They have a street party of like 12 people at the end. They
Yeah.
like party
They have a
with some-
frat party of like 6 people where
Yeah.
everybody drinks from the same glass and throws up. at, like,
You
one
notice how
point.
like they save kids at the beginning of this movie, and there's a big public event out of it. At the end, when they save the city, supposedly, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
So
It adds credit to the psychosis.
it does. It does. And when I posed that theory, you were like, are they also hallucinating their girlfriends? Because that would make sense. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think they're just gaslighting them into believing their shared psychosis.
So, well, what is Big
They're in a
Shark if
coma
not
all the
one
time.
giant cinematic gaslight of the audience that you're watching an actual movie? Because when you watch it, you realize, wait a minute, I've been duped. This isn't even finished. When Big Shark like officially had and it's never been like a wide release. It goes
Right.
on.
Mhm.
You called it a tour. I call it a campaign. It's a war against cinema. When it goes on tour, they are still editing the movie. Like when it first started, they were still editing, and you cannot convince me that they're not still trying to make this into a real movie today.
Well, that's why when we left the theater and we talked to Greg briefly on our way out,
Greg Sestero, star of the room.
Sestero, who endorses the podcast, by
Friend
the
of
way.
the podcast, Greg Sestero.
I was like, I was like, you can't just ask him if it's done. Because if it's done and that's
I walk out and I say, "Is that it?"
Well, he did say he wanted our honest thoughts.
yeah, so I asked Greg, I was like, so like, are you guys still working on it, or is there like a distribution plan right now? And he was like, I think the plan is to just get it on Blu-ray and send it out. So to me, it sounds like they are not editing it anymore, which makes me wonder, like, I think The Room went through a lot of editors, and probably Tommy Wiseau was over their shoulder the entire time. And I wonder, just like, because I was watching this movie and I was like, I have been in the video production industry for 5 years. I could help.
Oh, yeah.
I could help this thing.
Yeah,
But
I could help it, and I've never edited anything.
yeah. And you know, say what you want about Sharknado. The CGI in both of these movies is awful, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, Sharknado doesn't have the technical problems that Big Shark presents.
No, because it was produced by, a studio. It's not, Universal or anything, but it's a studio. Like,
Yeah.
and they have experience. They have a formula. Tommy Wiseau is not a formulaic director. directed The Room on 2 separate formats for no reason. Like
Yeah.
he is not. He's a maverick.
Yeah, and now we've got the digital Big Shark, all shot on digital. Does it make it look cheaper? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what digital does, especially if you clearly don't know how to make a movie to begin with.
Mhm.
At least it's not like in that gray, flat picture profile that a lot of indie movies are that don't know how to professionally color grade. I'll give it that,
True.
right?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you say, pal.
Although there are scenes where like there's 2 people talking and the focus is so shallow that it keeps hopping back and forth, and like the DP doesn't actually know who to focus on because they are not there's no script for this.
There's no direction.
They're making up the dialogue as they go.
In Sharknado, like I never get the impression that nobody knew. I mean, there are some moments where it's like they're not looking at the same thing. Like they're, like you can tell, like they're like look up in the sky and pretend there's a Sharknado, and they're all looking in different directions and
It's a
everything.
bunch of sharks.
But like they knew, and like the acting is par at least for a sci-fi original movie, and I don't know, like it just seems like I never thought I would say this about Sharknado, but like it almost seems like a real production.
Almost.
Just about.
I gotta say, I respect Sharknado for what it did for the genre of sharksploitation.
It brought it back.
It did, yeah. Thunder 11.
Is it back now? Or
Is
it gone again?
sharksploitation back now?
Sharksploitation is just sort of. I mean, since Sharknado, it has just sort of been there. Like we talked about Shark Exorcist and Shark Ouija Shark and Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Yeah.
I mean, like those movies all came out in the wake of Sharknado because of Sharknado, and so it's still here. Is it back? No, no, probably not. Like there needs to be like another Sharknado really to bring it back, and right now it's just floundering in the shallows,
Yeah.
which is another shark movie.
I think on the topic of Big Shark, like just one last thing. In this conversation that we've been having, guys, we are grasping at so many straws trying to make it sound like there is a through line to this movie.
I disagree. I think there's something there.
You think there's something there, but what? And to the listener, I mean, like if you ever do actually see this, I don't think like we've given away really much about this movie because it's so hard to define just what this thing is.
Well, here's my opinion. I think good art reveals something about like the mind and spirit of humanity, of the audience,
Like a shared psychosis.
and bad art reveals something about the person who made it. Like, especially if it's really bad, it becomes really transparent. Like there's just something about bad art that dissolves. Well, it doesn't dissolve facsimile. It actually makes facsimile and artifice more apparent, and it kind of clues you in to the intent of the person making it. It becomes less ambiguous, but also mysterious in a way because you're like, what could possibly be going through the mind of the person who made this?
Yeah.
To make these decisions. And so I think there is something interesting in Big Shark. I don't know if I subscribe to the collective psychosis theory. I think it's just like saying it was all a dream, which it kind of felt like a nightmare, I guess. But
A drunk, like, fever dream.
Well, we
A
were
bender.
we were 2 beers in. It's 1 a.m. by the time the credits rolled on. No credits rolled on.
No credits rolled.
there were no
As-
credits at the end of Big Shark.
At the end, and by that point, people were literally screaming at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. Anytime the shark showed up, I took it upon myself to just let out some stuff that I've been internalizing. Just,
Yeah, my eardrums hurt now.
yeah, it was great. Oh, it was a great live theater experience.
I think
for
we
sure.
missed like half of the dialogue in that movie. Half of that half, I guess a quarter.
And you
would
know
be
what? Yeah, it's the kind of movie that's kind of
Yeah.
designed for it.
mic issues for some of that.
Oh, yeah.
The other quarter would have been just people like talking over the movie.
No sound mix.
Which was great.
yeah.
I loved it.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Just leave.
I didn't come here to argue
don't
with you. I
care.
came here to get you.
What is all the ruckus? Oh, Shepard. Should have figured it was you.
All right, I'm going to do question number 1. So
That's
if
a
you-
good place to start.
If you could recast Sharknado with an A-list cast, who would you cast as Finn, Nova, George, Finn's wife, son, and daughter, and
This
Baz?
is a lot.
The Tasmanian stud.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's got an ensemble cast, and I'm curious to see. Jeff, we'll start with you.
Okay. If I was going to recast Finn, so we're talking about the main guy.
The main character, Finley Shepard.
I think I want to do somebody who's like, even though it would be cool to see it as like this big budget kind of like well put together thing, I would like to cast somebody who's like past their prime as an action star.
Oh,
I think
okay.
would be interesting.
Okay.
I want to say like I don't want to do Jason Statham because he's too easy and he's already done his, he's done the Meg.
Do your Meg impression.
My God. Smegalodon. I don't even think he says it's Megalodon. He probably just says Megalodon.
Yeah.
Let's do I'm gonna put Paul Rudd in this
Okay.
center.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because he's got like action potential now. I haven't been like, big MCU guy. And if you cast Paul Rudd, you're already kind of be thinking about how funny it is.
Yeah.
What's the girl's name?
Her name is Nova.
Nova. I want to say like Myra or something. I think you cast like Alexandra Daddario
Okay.
in that role. She's I feel like she could do it.
I
don't
feel
know.
like she doesn't have the spunk that Cassie Serbo has. She's like really like, yeah, I want to kill sharks. I hate sharks.
Okay, maybe Allison Brie then.
Oh.
Or is
Okay.
that?
Oh, wow.
I think Allison Brie. Let's do Allison Brie. So we got Paul Rudd, Allison Brie. Give me another one.
George the drunk bar.
George the
patron.
drunk barfly.
I'm gonna say Sylvester Stallone
Ooh,
because he just already sounds drunk.
that's pretty good.
Adrian, I'll take another one.
Let's do Gary Oldman. I'm gonna do Gary Oldman. Actually, a really great drunk actor. Great scene in Mank where he's acting.
Okay.
Acting drunk is like a pet peeve of mine, and Gary Oldman can pull it off really well.
All right, Gary Oldman. That's a
So
good
we'll
one.
do Gary Oldman. Who's the Tasmanian guy?
Yeah, his name is Baz.
Baz, Chris Hemsworth. Easy.
Yeah, yeah. I was literally gonna say that. Okay, for Finn's wife,
Oh, right,
son, and
Australia.
daughter. for Finley's wife, son, and daughter, you have Tara Reid, and then the two other
Okay.
people.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's ex-wife. Let's keep Tara Reid.
Okay,
Keep her.
yeah. I'm good with that.
His daughter.
Kristen Stewart.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
because
my-
she has like Twilight. Kristen
Well, you were
Stewart
saying when we
energy.
watched Sharknado that the daughter had Kristen Stewart energy.
Yeah, she does like Twilight. Kristen
Okay.
Stewart.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll do Kristen Stewart, and then for the son,
For the
pilot.
son, who looks like a younger Paul Rudd. Finn Wolfhard. Isn't he his son in like
Yeah.
Ghostbusters?
yeah.
like-
well, he's like a student, maybe. but-
Yeah.
I don't know. He's in it. There we go. That's the A-list cast of Sharknado. Yeah. What do you agree? Disagree?
Do you have anything interesting to add to that?
The movie that I haven't seen, like, who would I cast in this?
Well, like, do you have any interesting fan casts?
Fan cast. For a movie I haven't seen in about 12 years.
Yes.
Let's go. I like what you were doing with Finn there, past their prime. Not that I think this person is a bad actor. I'm gonna go Joel McHale.
Joel
Actually.
McHale for Shepard.
Finn. Yeah, for
Finn
Finn.
Shepard. Okay.
I think he's due
Okay.
for his time in the spotlight with that sort of thing. Nova, guys, I don't remember the Nova character at all. I'm gonna be.
She's the one the
pretty-
camera likes the most. What do you
Oh,
mean?
Yeah.
like so describe like you said.
She's
who-
a waitress at the bar that Finn runs, and
Mm.
she's like coming on to him, but he rejects her because she's like too young. So she
Yeah.
kind of gets with his son. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
at
She
the
gets
end.
with this
Oh.
on the helicopter, and she falls into a shark's mouth while she's in the helicopter.
Oh.
But then he rescues her. Finn rescues her.
I do remember
Yes,
this.
so
when
he
he
jumps
cuts
into
her
the
out,
shark-
doesn't
yes,
he?
yes,
Oh
he
my
does.
god!
Yes, he does.
How could I have forgotten?
That's Nova.
Exactly.
That's Nova. Let's do Leah Michelle.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, you got to keep no. You have to match the camp here.
Oh.
Like yes. I'm not just gonna do like it's
You want to
George-
give her work?
She can't read the script. It's
All right,
fine.
that's fine.
Listen, I'm not gonna come out here and be like, we got to get George Clooney, we got to get Kate Blanchett, we got to get like Michelle Yeoh, we got to get Jeff Goldblum.
I was
No.
thinking Michelle.
Okay.
Let's go.
My old barfly guy. We've already mentioned him. Why not pay homage a little bit more? Bring in Bruce Campbell.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that would be
Why
great.
not?
Actually, that would be great.
It'd be perfect. Okay. Finn's wife, son, and daughter. How old are the son and daughter?
they're like teenagers.
Yeah, late
young
teenager. The son might be like
I hope he's
20
out
at the
of
oldest.
high school if Nova
He's in
decides
flight
to get
school or
with him.
something.
Yeah, I think he's out of high school.
Yeah, so he's
So-
out of high school. He's in flight school.
It's a flight school, so you might want to cast somebody who would be in flight school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's in flight school?
Flight school.
Nathan Fielder.
Oh,
Nathan Fielder.
Nathan Fielder's the bus driver.
Oh man.
Actually, no. Connor O'Malley is the bus driver.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome, actually.
Although I would
Yes.
like the Nathan Fielder who's like, I moved to LA to be an actor. Isn't that funny? And then he just gives like a cringy smile, like he doesn't even laugh.
I like this a lot more. Tasmanian Stud. I mean, I'm skipping over the wife, daughter, and son because I'm still trying to think here. Tasmanian Stud. You picked Mr. Australia.
There's also Russell Crowe. if you
I
wanna
was
go
going to
the
say
Australian.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good
Because
one.
let's just only give those like 5 people from Australia work. Why not?
Hell yeah, get him out there.
We come to this bar for magic.
Is that? Did you have an idea for
Yeah.
your cast?
No, no.
Okay, moving on.
you were literally incorporating.
No, I agree with most of Jeff's, and I agree with some of yours. So I probably just take the best of both of yours
All right,
and
cool.
make it into mine.
I like it.
Josh, you want to go next?
Up next, I would say, which of these 2 films are you more likely to share with an average person, and why?
Definitely Sharknado, right?
Yeah, it's Sharknado because it's like structurally a movie.
Yeah, it's less jarring.
Yeah,
It's more complete.
it's just like a movie
yeah.
that has a weird premise, basically.
yeah.
And you watch Big Shark, and you have to like kind of understand a little bit about like movies, like how they're made too, like the technical side of them to kind of get it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's kind of catered towards people who are already familiar with Wiseau's work,
Yeah,
which is good that you watch The Room.
Yeah,
beforehand, I
that's
guess.
like it's a perfect double feature in that order because, I don't know if my mind would have been ready just for Big Shark.
You had
right
to
up
prep
front.
it.
Yeah. So you had to have the room before it, get to know, as you just said, Wiseau's work, and then boom. Like I don't think Big Shark works
Mhm.
if it's just like you and me watching it on a couch, you just turn it on one night.
Yeah.
But like you can show a friend, be like, hey, this is Sharknado. Okay. You can have a person over, but if you just have a person over to watch Big Shark, you're probably never going to hang with that person again. And
this is not a first date movie.
no. And you better hope you're at least like a couple beers in by the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. There's definitely there's already like an alcohol motif between both of these movies. So
Mhm.
that brings me to my first question, which is, which city-saving group are you going to chill with at a bar? Huh?
You can't chill with the guys from Big
No,
Shark. They
they
have
won't-
no chill. They're just trashed all the time.
They walk in and they walk right out.
Yeah. They're always talking about saving the city, and all they do is drink beer the entire time. No, I'd rather be chilling with the Sharknado crew because they're like kind of normal people. I feel like George would be so fun to be at a bar with.
George is dead, man.
No, don't say that.
George, there's a George that dies in both of these movies. Spoilers.
Georgie and
Oh my
George,
God, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, there's your through line. There's
both-
why we're comparing them.
They're both so drunk that when the sharks eat them, the sharks get drunk.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like that movie on the
Sharknado.
Irish island where they all
Oh.
get drunk because the aliens are sucking their blood.
Yeah, we watched that. What was it called? Tentacles or something?
I can't remember. It's called like Snatched. Probably not called that.
Called like Snatched. I don't know.
Well, you don't want to be you don't want to get in.
Don't tell me that you are going
You don't
to
wanna
pick the
get-
big
you
shark
know.
guys.
You don't want to be
No.
once you're in with those guys, they got you for life.
No, Georgie died. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they literally,
Yeah,
Tommy
Georgie says he's gonna live forever. and then-
Patrick, played by Tommy Wiseau, would literally like make you swim out and do where the shark is.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, red to
he-
yellow.
Like, oh.
Red to yellow.
Yeah,
Oh.
but look at how much they love each other. They're the answer.
Now you're questioning.
They're the answer to male loneliness.
You've been feeding
You're saying
this.
the answer to male loneliness is hanging out with people? Like, what?
The cure to male loneliness is don't be alone.
Yeah, don't be
dumbass.
alone. To stop being
Yeah,
lonely.
well, I
Yeah.
agree to disagree. Anyway, next question.
All right.
I'd
If-
hang with the Sharknado crew, by the way.
All right, no, I actually would hang with Sharknado crew, but no, but
If Neil Breen of Fateful Findings fame made a shark movie, what would happen in it?
yeah. So I feel like it would be structured a lot like Big Shark for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, it would all be green screen at this point in his career. He can't shoot on location. He can't shoot on sets. He just shoots on green screen.
Yeah.
But the shark would be, I feel like the shark might be there in the middle, but the shark is like some sort of like cover for a deep state government like operation that's controlling people, and Neil Breen has to step in. Maybe he turns the shark against the government.
Oh,
And you get that scene where what's the one where everybody's like killing themselves because he's uncovered
Fateful
government
Findings,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get the fateful findings ending where instead of like them committing suicide, the sharks just come out and eat them.
oh,
Like, you know what I'm talking
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
about. Josh, you've never seen a Neil
I've
Breen.
never seen a Neil Breen movie, but I just know the shark would probably like be telepathically communicating with Neil Breen. I was gonna say,
Oh,
like
yeah,
he turns him
wow.
on the government, and then like what the shark's like got a beard or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure you've never seen a Neil Breen movie?
Yeah, dude, you kind of
I think
nailed
I've
it.
got this down.
The beard comment really solidified that. Yeah, no, he does like kind of have like a telepathic relationship with eagles and like tigers in some of his movies. So
Go get them.
The majesty
My
of
shark.
nature.
I've never seen one of this guy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you've watched like a compilation or even just a scene,
have.
I feel like you get the gist.
Yep.
yeah,
All right. So for my second question, what makes more of an argument as a one-hit wonder? Is it Tommy Wiseau or the Anthony Ferrante Thunder Levin duo?
A one-hit wonder.
a one-hit wonder.
For years, Tommy Wiseau has only had The Room as his sole feature directing credit.
Yeah,
That's what he's known for. His legacy is The Room. That's what he is.
he's the Rick Astley of bad cinema, really.
Yeah, it kind of is.
And we all got
actually.
Rickrolled.
That's kind
when
of
we
a good
watched
way
Big
of putting
Shark
it.
last night.
Greg knew.
But then you got the Ferrante and Levin, who, you know, they're yes, they made the other Sharknado movies, but they're all just like following in the legacy. So it's like an artist who had a hit song, and all their songs after are like trying to recapture that magic, which makes a stronger argument for the one-hit wonder.
I think Wiseau.
You think?
I would go Wiseau. Yeah, he is a
I don't
small shark in a big pond. Like
Exactly.
he's made like a large impact on like cinema culture, as compared to Anthony C. Ferrante and what
Yeah,
number
I-
12? What's
yeah.
his name?
You
11?
think because Wiseau had the bigger hit,
Yeah,
he's the bigger one?
yeah, he's
yeah.
the bigger wonder. Yeah,
The fact that we like if you ask like let's say like a movie guy like hey who's in the room or who directed the room, you're like oh Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Who directed Sharknado? I don't know, I haven't seen that since.
Anthony C. Ferrante.
Oh boy,
Anthony C.
you
Ferrante.
did pretty good at trivia night, didn't you, pal? I mean,
Thunder Levin wrote it. I swear I thought that was a pseudonym when I saw it. But
Thunder
no,
Levin,
that's his
yeah.
legal name.
I joke that it comes after 11 and before 12. It's just a made up number. Thunder 11.
10, 11, Thunder
11,
11, 12.
12.
Thunder 2, Thunder 3.
It's like a child making up a number.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it probably is Wiseau. I'd say it probably is.
Yeah, it's Wiseau.
Okay. So this is sort of piggybacking off of that a little bit, but we all saw Big Shark last night. It started around like 10 p.m., 10 p.m.
It started promptly 10 p.m. at 10 p.m.
Yeah, they did not start up promptly at 10. People were still getting their Greg Sestero merch in the lobby of the theater.
us included.
Yes. So how much do you think the live theater experience added to Big Shark? And do you think Sharknado could have the same level of audience interaction in a similar setting?
And you know, I've seen Sharknado in a theater. I saw it 2 years ago for its 10-year anniversary,
Yeah.
and it didn't have like a huge like audience participation. It was like people laughing really, but there aren't like jokes about. It was a made-for-TV movie, you know.
Yeah.
It was only really meant to be seen with like your family
Yeah.
or by yourself shamefully at midnight.
I will be doing that later tonight.
Yeah, whereas Big Shark and in the room, you know, which you know was Big Shark is following in those footsteps. Like that is meant to be a theater experience. I think Tommy Wiseau loves the midnight scene and
Yeah.
the crowds, the people laughing and adoring his movie. So I think definitely Big Shark is the definitive answer here between the two.
Yeah.
I absolutely 1000% agree with that. I mean, the theater experience was the move. Like that's what made it
Yeah.
fun for me. Because I think, like I said, if we would have simply like, let's say like it's available on like
Tubi.
Canopy,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. It's on. It's on. Let's say this is available.
It's on the
like,
Criterion
Canopy
channel,
or,
yeah.
Criterion channel, along with like Freddy Got Fingered, and you know, we turned that on to watch that for this podcast. I don't think we would have had that much fun.
No.
But when you hear from the back of a theater go, "Oh right, there's fucking women in this movie." And
That guy was having the time of his
he
life.
was, or like, and we're all chanting with the whole place is going, "Shark, shark, shark,
Yeah.
shark!"
Like it's a shot of San Francisco that just keeps panning.
oh
you
my
know?
god,
Go,
Like,
go,
yeah.
go.
like that made it one of the best theater experiences of my life.
And I agree.
And and Tristan looked absolutely miserable.
Tristan had like his head in his hands for a good portion
Tristan
of Big
looked
Shark.
like Humphrey Bogart, like in Casablanca, his eyes sunk in holes, wondering how the hell did I get here? I stand out of my seat at one point, like
You stood up out of your
screaming.
seat like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like you got excited.
Georgie said, "Man, I'm gonna live forever," and
then
I
he
believed
immediately
him.
died.
Yeah.
Let's sing it, boys.
Cowboys don't cry. Heroes don't die. They just sparkle in the sky. That's why I won't cry.
We're saving New Orleans.
All right, we have reached the end of the Hard Ticket podcast. And gentlemen, I would like to know, I genuinely would like to know, you're going to be judged whatever you pick. Which movie, we'll start with you, Josh. What does your Hard Ticket go to?
All right. So scenario wise, as the podcast has always gone, we're saying we show up to the movie theater. They're both playing at the same time.
Yeah, so I
Right?
guess I
Yeah.
gotta pick.
Yeah. So I guess I gotta
Going
pick.
to the movie.
So-
All right.
Awesome theme song.
so-
All right, that'll go with the theme
Anyway.
song. All right.
right. So, like I said with Hundreds of Beavers in that whole episode,
Go listen to Hundreds of Busters featuring Josh Brown, Hard Ticket episode number 9. Anyway,
yeah. It's all about the experience for me. Where,
Hmm.
as you put it perfectly, Tristan,
Mhm.
Sharknado is a made-for-TV movie.
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
And I can watch that on my TV at midnight and feel like, this is stupid,
Mhm.
and still have a great time. If I would turn Big Shark on my TV by myself, I don't think I'd enjoy it.
Mhm.
But if I'm going to the movies and I want to catch a killer flick, I'm going to have to pick Big Shark with a sold-out audience
Mm,
every single time.
okay. Well, you know you won't be alone because I'll be right there with you. My Hard Ticket goes to Big Shark as well. I really need to hammer out my collective psychosis theory because I think I'm onto something here, and I have to see it again in order to take notes, in order to kind of analyze, like, you know, who sees the shark, who's in on it, who's not. Is the mayor in on it because time is money and he's got to go? I got to see it again, and I like it's objectively. I think it's objectively worse. I just like because it has so many like glaring editorial problems, but it also feels like it's catered to the Wiseau audience, which I'm a part of, and I don't know. I feel like I can make some shit out of it for sure. Tristan,
Well,
You can go to the theater alone, bud. It's okay.
well, you guys won't be going to see Big Shark by yourselves because I'm coming with
Oh,
you.
my God. I did not see that coming.
Oh.
No, I didn't see it coming either, but I think that you're right that it is worse. It is a worse movie.
Wow.
And in a lot of ways, it is a worse experience, like watching it compared to Sharknado. But there are moments that, like, I am just more drawn to Big Shark because I am fascinated
Yes.
with what is going on. Because I went into Big Shark expecting to kind of hate it because I was like, ugh, I was like getting kind of like,
Well, it's going to be compared to The Room forever.
yeah, and I was like, oh, Tommy Wiseau is self-aware now. He's gonna make something purposely bad, and And I was really expecting like just a cash in, like Birdemic 2 or Sharknado 2, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, hell no. The second one. But it actually ended up being like bafflingly bad in kind of the opposite way The Room is,
Yeah.
which fascinates me too. So I was like,
Yeah.
even though I had my head in my hands for 99.9% of the movie, I would have to go back and see it because I presume the next time I see it, more of it will be edited. But I don't actually know.
That's not a guarantee.
I don't actually know if they're going to fix anything with the movie. But
I think the technical like problems of Big Shark aren't exclusive to it either in this like sharksploitation genre, because a lot of the ones we've seen have been made on the cheap. Some of them don't have mics on their actors, you know, like they don't know how to like actually light a scene or anything like that. So it's fundamentally it doesn't stand out as much in this like genre really as something like The Room, which is hard to categorize, but you could call like you know, drama, tragedy, romantic kind of thing. Big Shark is a shark movie.
it's a hangout disaster movie.
Yes.
Which is uncanny. I mean, that's like The Room. The Room is uncanny. They're surreal. Like I really think Tommy Wiseau has a sense of the surreal that a Sharknado simply doesn't have. Sure, they play it serious for the most part, but it's still comedic, and the filmmaking doesn't reflect any sense of like surreality. It's more just like whatever. It's just bottom of the barrel dreck.
It is a lot, a good portion of it that's a bit of a slog.
It's a little bit, yeah. There's definitely in the middle, it kind of drags. And I mean, there are some legendary moments. I love the bitchy boyfriend of Tara Reid who comes in.
Shepard.
Oh, Shepard! Which is a legendary delivery. But no, at the end of the day, Big Shark is, it's fascinating. I think it captures more. It raises the bar for bad shark movies for me because I'm like, now I expect the bad. It's like Shark Exorcist. We watched that, and I was like, this is like somebody's fetish or something.
Yes, yeah.
It raised a bar for me because like now you see one bad shark movie that's just kind of normally bad. You've seen them all.
Yeah.
But when you see something like Shark Exorcist or Big Shark, you're like, this is something else.
It's the better car crash.
Yeah, it's the one where
that one kind of just got a flat tire and went into the ditch. Holy shit, this one's on fire.
It's the
like
10-car pile up.
As weird as it is, you know, I respect Sharknado. I really do. It does have like its place in the pantheon of like bad movies and bad scenes.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I would definitely
title.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
and the tagline, enough said. That's a great tagline.
I wanted to make this point about Big Shark because like when people, you know, they say something like big ass or like stuff like Big Ben, the emphasis is always on the second word. Whereas when you say like hammerhead shark, great white shark, like the emphasis is on the first word. So when you combine Big Shark, it's like, how do I even say this correctly?
Big Shark?
It's just an awkward title. And that's
Shark.
just so indicative of the movie that it ends up being.
It's like a big night.
Yeah. We'll do that matchup next.
This is our second big episode.
But that's going to do it for us here at Hard Ticket. Josh, thanks for having us. Thanks for putting us up for the night.
Of course, anytime.
Letting us set up a studio on your what this table has been in your family for generations.
Yeah, this is my grandparents' table. This is definitely what they hoped would occur at it someday.
Yeah, I'm sitting in your dad's chair, so
He's thrilled.
Yeah, I'm keeping it warm.
And thank you for letting me out of the basement.
Of course, we're happy to have you free roaming around again. Thank you, Jared Tadlock, for designing our brand elements, keeping our podcast looking fresh. Thank you, Aaron Griffin, for mixing and mastering our theme song sung by yours truly in a truly awful falsetto. You can follow us on Instagram at HardTicketPod, all lowercase, all one word. Follow us on Blue Sky at the same handle. Follow me on Letterboxd at Jeff Blogus, all lowercase, all one word. Where can people follow you guys, Tristan?
They can follow me on Letterboxd at Tristan Less, and you can also that's Tristan M. And you can follow me on Instagram at Tristan Less. All right, Josh, get it over with, man.
Yeah, on Instagram you can follow me on Joshy Brown 1012, and on Letterboxd you can find me in my terrible reviews at Joshy Brown.
Great, guys. Give him a like so he stops deprecating himself.
Defecating himself?
I didn't say that necessarily.
That didn't happen.
Join us next time as we kick off our Halloween October horror movie month with Cabin in the Woods and Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But until then, that's going to do it for us. So until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
And stay out of the water, folks.
Stay out of the water.